Hello, this is Product Chronicles with Alex. Welcome back to our series on Zalando vs ASOS. If you missed part 1, we explore their homepages, category designs and Black Friday campaigns. But today we are taking things a step further, diving into the heart of what makes or breaks an online shopping platform, the shopping experience itself. From searching for products to managing your bag and checking out, we are putting both platforms to the ultimate test. Which one makes it smoother for you to find what you need? Where do they excel and where do they leave room for improvements? Stick around to see who wins this round and why product managers everywhere should take note. Let's dive into how the search results for a product like winter jackets are presented on ASOS and Zalando. When you land on these pages, it's like stepping into two different stores, both focused on winter jackets, but with unique ways of showing you what they have got. Starting with ASOS, the interface feels vibrant and a little playful. You see a lot of items packed together in a grid, creating a sense of abundance. It's almost like walking into a bustling market stall where everything is visually shouting for attention. But there is a trade-off. While ASOS gives you variety and volume upfront, it also demands more scrolling to process the choices. Therefore, the user might feel a little overwhelmed by the sheer volume of options before even using the filters. Now, ASOS filtering system sits prominently at the top, almost like a command center for narrowing down the chaos. You can filter by price, size, brand, color and more. But because the layout is densely packed, it can sometimes feel like finding your way in a crowded store. The upside: ASOS highlights discounts boldly, which grabs your attention instantly and makes deal hunting easier. But if you're not deal-driven, the prominence of sales tags might distract from exploring higher-priced or premium options. Over on Zalando, things feel calmer and more curated. The design emphasizes spacing with fewer items per row and more visual breathing room. It's like walking into a boutique where the items are showcased deliberately rather than crowded onto racks. This approach makes the experience less overwhelming, but it also means you see fewer options at first glance. Therefore, if you're a shopper who thrives on quick browsing, you might find Zalando a bit slower to explore. Zalando's filtering options are also positioned at the top, similar to ASOS, but the interface feels cleaner. They have added unique filters like material and adaptive features, which show an understanding of niche needs, something ASOS doesn't highlight as prominently. And then here is the touch of premium branding. Zalando sprinkles in elements like sponsored items and their Plus Premium delivery tag, which subtly upsells you on added benefits. But this focus on premium might make budget-conscious users feel like the platform leans toward higher-end customers. The biggest divergence: Zalando integrates curated promotional banners mid results like Discover Black Friday deals, which breaks the visual monotony and tempts you to explore related categories. ASOS, on the other hand, keeps the focus entirely on the jackets, maintaining a more uninterrupted browsing flow. Therefore, Zalando's method may inspire cross-category exploration, while ASOS ensures you stay locked into the product you searched for. From a click perspective, ASOS' dense layout means you can explore many items with less scrolling, but at the cost of cognitive load. On Zalando, the more spaced-out layout reduces visual fatigue, but you likely need more scrolls to see the same number of options. When we dive into the world of product pages, it's fascinating to see how two platforms, ASOS and Zalando, approach the same challenge of showcasing a product while ensuring users don't just stop at looking but actually take action. Both have clearly put thought into their designs, but the execution tells two different stories about their priorities and audience strategies. Let's start with ASOS. The product page here is like walking into a trendy boutique where every element seems curated to make you stay longer. At the very top, we see the product prominently displayed, with multiple angles available in a scrollable gallery on the left. This feels like flipping through an album, intuitive and quick, but what catches your eye immediately is the vibrant "Now price in red", drawing your attention to the discount, a subtle nudge saying you are saving, so buy now. Below there is a clean layout of essential details, sizes, color options and stock levels. And then something clever, the selling fast tag. It's not just information, it's urgency, playing on fear of missing out. You are left feeling, if I don't act now, someone else will grab this deal. However, ASOS doesn't stop at urgency. Scrolling further, you are greeted with cross-selling strategies, sections like "you might also like" and "buy the look". These are not random suggestions, they are targeted based on the style of the current item. It feels like having a stylist next to you saying this jacket will look perfect with these shoes. The journey is seamless, but ASOS does demand more clicks to explore and add items compared to some competitors. Why? Because ASOS is banking on discovery and exploration as part of their experience, almost gamifying the shopping process. Now, let's shift gears to Zalando. If ASOS feels like a boutique, Zalando is more of a streamlined department store. The product image takes center stage, and right next to it you have a compact, action-oriented panel. Everything you need to decide, size options, delivery details, and a big Add to Bag button is right there, making the first step incredibly efficient. Where ASOS wants you to linger, Zalando is about efficiency. The use of icons for features like free shipping or returns reassures the buyer without overwhelming them with text. But there is a twist. While Zalando minimizes initial friction, it doesn't stop there. Scroll down and you'll find sections like similar items and sponsored by our brands. It's a more structured attempt at upselling and cross-selling, but it feels slightly more rigid compared to ASOS' fluid and styled recommendations. One standout feature on Zalando's page is the inclusion of sustainability tags or product standards. It's subtle but significant. This nod to conscious shopping adds a layer of emotional appeal that ASOS doesn't directly address. Therefore, Zalando positions itself not just as a seller, but as a brand with values, appealing to a growing demographic of eco-conscious buyers. Ultimately, the beauty of these product pages lies in their intentionality. Every font size, every color choice, every scrollable gallery tells a story of what the brand thinks its customer wants. ASOS says, stay, explore, and let's create your style together, while Zalando whispers, here is everything you need, quickly and easily. Two narratives, one goal, to make you click, add to bag, and now which experience resonates more with you? Let's dive into the Your Bag experience on ASOS and Zalando, and how these two platforms approach the same functionality from a product management perspective. The Your Bag page might seem like a simple step in the e-commerce journey, but it's a pivotal one. This is the moment users decide to complete their purchase or leave. Designing this page is much like preparing a perfectly timed offer at a cafe. The coffee's aroma must be enticing, but the display case with snacks needs to catch your eye at just the right angle. On ASOS, the Your Bag page feels inviting but strategic. The product image is large and details like size, color, and quantity are front and center, no hunting around. You immediately notice the subtle upsells for ASOS Premier, promising unlimited next-day delivery for an annual fee. It's clever, but not pushy. Why? Because ASOS understands its audience's impulse buying tendencies. Offering Premier subtly taps into the fear of missing out on quicker shipping, but it doesn't interrupt the checkout flow. And then, just beneath your selected item, there is the upsell carousel, gloves, beanies or a sweatshirt to complete the look. These aren't random. ASOS leverages data to make these suggestions feel personal, almost like a friend saying, hey, this would go great with that jacket. Zalando, on the other hand, takes a more streamlined approach, prioritizing clarity. The subtotal, delivery fees, and checkout button are aligned in a clean, minimalistic sidebar. What's fascinating here is that Zalando doesn't just show you what's in your bag, it nudges you toward more. Below your items is a "We think you'll like this" section featuring curated recommendations that align with your purchase. But notice the tone, it's professional, almost reserved. Zalando's design suggests trust and quality, appealing to users who see themselves as careful, deliberate shoppers rather than impulsive buyers. But what about the emotional side of shopping? ASOS feels playful, like walking through a buzzing, colorful market. The extras feel curated and fun, keeping you engaged. Zalando, however, feels like stepping into a sleek boutique where every item is thoughtfully placed to reflect quality over quantity. ASOS invites exploration, Zalando drives precision. Therefore, the difference reflects distinct user journeys. ASOS builds on impulsive and discovery. You might come for a jacket but leave with a whole outfit. Zalando, however, ensures users can move seamlessly toward their goal without distraction, prioritizing efficiency. Both approaches are right, but they serve very different customer mindsets. When comparing the checkout functionality of ASOS and Zalando, it's like examining two paths to the same destination, but each with its own unique signature, pacing and comfort level. ASOS checkout page greets you with an emphasis on options but keeps a simple, linear flow. The design focuses on modular sections, address, delivery options, payment and a summary on the side. It feels like flipping through a compact guidebook. All the essentials are there, but each segment gets its dedicated space to avoid overwhelming the user. However, there is a twist. ASOS nudges you toward their Premier Delivery subscription. It's a classic upsell tactic baked into the checkout process. Users are already in the mindset of spending money, so the idea of unlimited next-day deliveries for a fixed annual fee seems like a smart proposition. But here is the catch: if you are in a hurry, this extra information might momentarily slow you down. ASOS bets on the added revenue outweighing the potential frustration. Zalando, on the other hand, opts for a more structured and streamlined approach. Their checkout is divided into stages, visually marked at the top with a step-by-step progress bar. It's akin to following a clear path on a hiking trail. You know exactly where you are and what's coming next. This can be reassuring for users who like clarity and predictability, but there is a trade-off. While Zalando segmentation minimizes cognitive load, it adds more clicks for users who already know what they are doing. For instance, confirming the payment method and delivery address are separated into distinct steps, which might feel like extra effort for seasoned online shoppers. Zalando counters this with trust-building elements like prominently displaying delivery dates and emphasizing that a delivery is free. Now let's talk about clicks. ASOS lets you handle most decisions: address changes, payment method and delivery options on a single page. You review everything at a glance and click Buy Now, therefore fewer clicks are required, but Zalando's stage flow introduces an extra step or two which could frustrate users in a hurry. However, it's designed to ensure accuracy at each stage, which might reduce errors and prevent second-guessing. That wraps up part 2 of our Zalando vs ASOS series. We have scrutinized their product search, explored their checkout flows and identified what sets them apart. But there is still plenty more to uncover. Next, we'll delve into the product management methods and metrics behind these platforms. If you're excited for part 3, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay updated. This is just the beginning of our deep dive into the world of online fashion giants. See you in the next video.